This is my Tarm Scandtech Solo Plus 40 wood-fired boiler system. This is called the insert stone that goes right in the middle of the bottom of the firebox. This is what's left of my original insert stone. It's completely, the whole middle part's eaten away. The sides are okay. It's just the part where the air goes down is just disintegrated. Guess how much this little piece of refractory cement costs? Did you guess? $400? It's just like, no way that's reasonable. I need to figure out how to make my own. This is what happens to the refractory tunnels. They just break, start crumbling up. That insert stone is different. It just wears out. The middle hole just gets bigger and bigger. It goes below the firebox. This is one I bought from the store, $140 plus shipping. And so I made a mold, and this is the one I made. It's a pretty rough mold. The refractory cement I was using isn't holding up very good. They keep breaking. This is the mold I made. It's just a box. Then I put the refractory cement in here. Try not to add too much water. And then put these pieces all wrapped in plastic. Put that down in there to make the refractory tunnel. It works okay. I just need to practice mixing the cement better, I guess. Air blows down here and then comes out the front here and then goes back, and then in the back it goes up to the chimney. This part, much easier to make. Just have to make sure you don't put too much water in. This is made out of that same Heat Cast 40. The data sheet for Heat Cast 40 says if you don't put too much water in it, it'll be good for well over 2,000 degrees. Cost a little over $2 a pound. So I just made that with some 2x4s and a board. I just put plain Portland cement in here. I used the old one that I had. It was broken. I glued it back together, put it in here, and then pushed the cement down all around it until it was all, and then let it dry. Then I took it out. I took some more cement, put it in saran wrap, and then filled the middle of it with Portland cement. This is just cement chunk. So now, to make that middle piece, I just covered it all in saran wrap, and I put a bunch of Heat Cast 40 in there and just pressed it down, and then put this thing on top and pressed it down so one end is up against the end here. That's where the opening is. I had to do a little bit of chiseling when I took it out. You can see the chip in the side, but I think that'll work pretty good. This one over here, this is the one way more complicated. This is 14 inches long. The thickness is 1/16 of an inch shy of 3 inches. The width is 7 and 11/16. In the middle, it is 1 5/8. From end to end, it is 12 inches. There's a little ridge runs right around the inside there. The same thickness as this. This part right here is 5/8. Here is 7/8. And the gap looks like 1 3/8. The depth of the groove is 1 11/16. The sides of the groove angle in. The top edge is really close to 12 inches, maybe 11 7/8. It angles in about 1/2 inch on each end, so the bottom is about total 1 inch shorter than the top. The hole at the end here angles So this hole on the end angles up into this groove. These holes are 1 1/4 from top to bottom, but they're a little bit wider because they angle in a little bit. On this side it's more like 1 10/16. Kind of hard to get super accurate, but about 1 10/16 and about 1 9/16 from this side. The space between the two looks like about 3 1/8. I'm going to be careful with this expensive thing. I'm getting close. I've been working on this for 2 full days now. Had a hell of a time drilling all these holes here. It's hard to, I don't have any way to line them up really good, so I had to drill all the holes on one side and then all the holes on the other side. And do some sanding here. It's a pretty complicated little mold to make. The way I set it up here, these are the 2 air holes. So I just need to make sure that the refractory cement doesn't stick to the wood. Maybe some Vaseline or something, I don't know. Well, these are the air holes. Then I can take off this end. Screws in the end, so I can take this end off, and then this will be full of, hardened cement. So then I'll take the back off. Okay, so the back, it says back right on it. Now, if I had refractory cement in here, this would be completely full, and these 2 sides will be stuck inside, but they slope up and down and in on the sides. So as long as the cement's not stuck to the wood, I can unscrew these from the bottom, and then these should just slide right out from the cement. Oh, well, I'll have rods stuck through all here, so of course we'd have to pull all those out first. That would leave the holes, air holes through the cement part. That's my idea. I just finished drilling, so I need to smooth all this out. So I went and I got my mold designed and made this, which is pretty close. So what happened on my first try is when I was trying to pull it off of this centerpiece, trying to get that out, then I broke it in half. Both ends broke. So right now I have them glued back together. You can see there's still a crack showing there. This is the stuff that I use to glue it back together again. Maybe it'll work, I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know if this will work. I don't have any confidence. I might try it anyway, but I got a feeling it will just break in half again when I get it in the fire. I'll try it out, but right now, in the meantime, since my confidence is low, now that I've tried it once, I'm getting ready to try it again. I rebuilt the centerpiece, and this time I added a little more taper to it, so I should be able to pound it out make it just pop out. That's my hope. The sides and everything work just fine. As you can see, I greased it up already. It's better to grease it up before I put it back together. I have a lot of grease in there. Didn't grease these guys yet. I'll put it on. I can get my finger down here and grease that up. So messy. Missed my hole here. Okay, front's on. Put the back on. Now you can see I have the sides all put on. I just need to grease the front and the back here a little bit. I'm just using grease from Walmart. It seemed to work pretty good on the first one, keeping the wood from sticking to the cement. Yeah, the reason I greased that inside part before is because you can see it's real hard for me. I can't see what I'm doing to grease that bottom side underneath there. So grease it before I put it together. I want to make sure I grease these two holes really good. I made them to fit these dowels. And I'll just slide right up in there. I couldn't get any information on materials or methods or anything from the factory. Those two right there, that'll give me these holes right here for the air to go through. Then the air goes in here, and then it goes through those little holes and shoots out on the inside. That makes the temperature get super hot. I didn't try to film making this thing because it took me forever, and I had to keep cutting and measuring and sanding, changing things over and over again. I gave up on trying to film it. Alright, this is my heat cast 40 here. All gritty stuff. That's about as much as I want to mix all at one time. It might not be enough, and then I'll just mix a little bit more if I need to. And break up those big chunks in there. I'm trying not to breathe the dust because I don't want to go put my respirator on. Then add a little water. And mix. A little crumbly still. Use a little bit more water. I think it's pretty close. Should be able to make a ball. And then toss it up, and it should stay as a ball and not crack or flatten out. And make that a little more. Okay, nice ball. I don't want to add any more water than that. That's enough. Okay. That's what it looks like inside my bucket. I'm just going to take this out and pack it into the bottom there. A little bit at a time. Okay, I have this, I've been tamping this down while the camera was off. Next thing I need to do, I also used it all up, I need to mix a little more. I have these things. First I bought these metal rods, but then I didn't have enough, and then I started just using these, I don't know what they are, skewers. I just cut them off, they're from the grocery store. Seem to work. So I just need to grease these up. My holes are not all the same size here, so I was thinking these wooden ones would probably be the better ones, because if they get stuck, you can just leave them in there and they'll burn out. Alright, I got all these pins in here. I just mixed another batch of this factory cement, and now I got to push it down around all those pins that I put in there. Do the same thing on the other side, and just keep filling it up until it's even across the top. Okay. I think that should do it. Now I just have to let it sit a few weeks and see if I can take it apart without breaking it. We'll find out. You know, this has been sitting for a long time, and I'm not sure if it's going to work. I can see a crack right there. I don't know if it's just on the surface or if it goes deep. But I'll try to pull it apart anyway. Pull all of these things out, the air holes. That's why I greased them up, so I can pull them out. They won't stick to the cement. Some of them are a little harder to get out than others. And turn it around and pull all these out from the other side, same way. Okay, I have those out. Now I got these two big holes on the end, and try to pull those holes out. There we go. There's one hole. Try the other one. Got it. Okay. Those two holes are opened up. Next thing, I need to take my box apart. this end off. And that end looks pretty solid. Back on. There's that one. That doesn't look great. I got some gaps in my work here. Alright, well, it looks like that crack does go all the way through. And that's bad. Now, the part that I had trouble with last time is getting this bottom board out. Okay, that came right off. All right. Oh, it moved and my crack just got bigger. Okay, well, it's in one piece this time. Last time I broke it in half. I got all my air holes in there. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. There's a crack. Runs right across here. It goes all the way through to the inside and up to the air holes. Inside and up to the air holes right there. It looks pretty good mostly. You can see I didn't pack the cement in good on the bottom there. And there's definitely a crack across here. Otherwise it looks pretty good. It's a complicated shape. I might have to try another one if I have enough of this cement. My problem is getting this high temperature cement, refractory cement, up here in Alaska is difficult to get. There's only one place I found that has it, and it's expensive. So that's it. A little rough. It might work. It still needs a couple of months of drying and curing time. And this is the top, so this is where all the ashes and stuff fall down. Yeah, I might try to make another one.